So what do you do when your dismissive, avoidant or fearful avoidant partner comes back and wants to do the same dance to the same tune over and over again? Are you going to dance to that tune again because you know all the steps, you know all the moves, you've done it a million times before? Or are you going to move on and create your own new symphony in life and find something, a tune that you want to dance to, that makes you truly happy on the inside to be part of? So when the dismissive avoidant will come back, which they will, because what I've noticed is this is the pattern that happens. They have a trigger of regret after a certain amount of time has passed between your relationship has ended. So a trigger occurs, let's say 3, 4, 6 weeks after you guys have ended. They will be triggered because up until then they've just been completely dismissive, avoidant of feeling anything, of having kind of any empathy or attachment, and they're just living in denial of their emotions, of the situation, of their behavior, of everything. So they've pushed you right out of their head. But then something happens. Something gets said to them, a memory occurs, they see you, whatever, they get triggered, and the regret starts to build up in them, and they access a level of understanding about what's actually happened, that they've lost you, right? And then they come knocking back on your door. They come back in, try and get back into your life, telling you how much of a fool they've been. But actually what I've noticed with my situation is that they still have an ability to deny their own behavior and gaslight me to make me think that actually it's my behavior that's the problem. And what I find has happened to me with a dismissive avoidant, because I have to be honest, I've actually gone through all of the different attachment styles myself. I'm working my way up to secure attachment, but I've been that fearful avoidant in a relationship. I've been the kind of dismissive in a relationship through my own trauma. And now I'd say I'm more on the kind of anxious side, anxious to secure. And so I've been there, so I know how it feels to be them in that situation. And so much of it is about denial, it's about shutdown, it's about not taking responsibility or working on your own stuff. But actually what this person tries to do is to gaslight and to say, well, actually you're the problem, if only you would change and maybe understand me more. And what they're asking, you know, you to do if you're in this situation is to say that their behavior is okay. And what does it feel like to be with a dismissive avoidant? You actually get so close in the relationship, and as soon as it touches that kind of trigger point or that sweet spot for them, they just completely abandon you and shut down in whatever way they do it. But that's what happens, and you as the other person just get completely left out in the dark, not knowing what is happening, not knowing what is going on. Are you even with this person anymore? Are they interested? Have they dumped you? Have they disappeared? Have you done something? You have no idea, and you internalize that, and you're just so confused. So recognizing that actually it's not your behavior, it's their trauma, and if they're willing to accept it, that's great. You can potentially work through it together as a couple, or they work on it on their own. But if they keep repeating that pattern, because I've been pulled back into it so many times, believing that this person really, you know, wants to be with me. They come back on the, you know, the night on the white horse, so kind of like out there and so in love with me, and can keep that energy going for a couple of weeks, but they can't keep it going forever. So they pull me back in, keep the energy going for a bit, and then when it really starts to connect and gel, that's when they disappear and they pull back with silly excuses, silly reasons, and then the energy, the commitment, the communication style just goes right back, pulls right back. Now, finally, I've realized through learning about John Bowlesby's attachment styles that it's not me. it's them. I don't like to point fingers at people, but I'm just saying this is a cycle, and then the next phase is they come back, and that's, you know, that is the cycle. So if you want to break the cycle, the only thing you can do is to work on yourself, check your own behaviors, check your attachment style. What are you? Understand it. And if you are with a dismissive or fearful avoidant who keeps pulling back, explain to them that it leaves you anxious. Maybe share some information if you go and research the 4 attachment styles about what you've learned. And if they're willing to do their work, then there is a potential that you guys can carry on in a relationship. But unless you're both kind of willing to do the work, you on yourself, them on themselves, then unfortunately you're going to be stuck in this loop, which is not fun for anyone. So good luck on your relationship journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Does this resonate with you? Are you stuck in that cycle? I've finally broken free from it. It's taken me years to understand what is going on. I internalized so much of it. It would take me down so badly emotionally, it would drain me, and I don't have time for that. I am running a business, I am a mother, you know, I need to stay creative, I need to stay like in my frequency to be able to create and to build a business. And I cannot have anybody who doesn't fully see and is willing to honor my worth as a fucking badass woman. Then if they're not prepared to do the work on themselves, then they have to go. No time for that. So let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Soul Awakening Academy. Take care.